What is the White Tiger in FNAF's Secret of the Mimic? Well, we don't exactly know, but that's what here today is what we're gonna solve. So first, let's go. What does the tiger do in Secret of the Mimic? First, of what it does is we see it into a theater in two places, and it just shows up almost is like Golden Freddy in the past games because it teleports at random points. And we see it in the basement or in the admin wing of the building. But this again poses another question. Is it the mimic? Is it another robot? Or is it a spirit of some kind, like Golden Freddy? So then what happens in the depths of the admin wing, or in the basement you could say, is you go around trying to stay in the patches of light, which conveniently the white tiger does not like to go in. Since the white tiger does not like to go in the light, that is also a very interesting thing that I think we should point out for later. But one thing I know like to point out the white tiger is the white tiger might not even be real because again Arnold is working a 30-hour shift by this point. So they might he is probably overstressing overstressed and he might be hallucinating at a point. And what the white tiger does in this statement is you go around in the puddles of light. And if you look at it, you also get these hallucinations of the white tiger, which might tie in with the hallucination theory that I just mentioned. So, what do we think? Well, I think it is. I think the white tiger is, and in fact, and absolutely a spirit. And if you remember correctly, in one of the audio logs that you could find, I believe somewhere in the basement, you could hear Edwin talking to Fiona. And Edwin is using, believe, a ghost box because it is altering the recordings of it. But one thing I find that is quite interesting about this audio log is the white tiger is also in the basement from where Edwin heard these voices of Fiona. So again, but that kind of conflicts because Fiona doesn't really talk or use the white tiger or correlate to it at all. So that could be an interesting thing. So one of the things is it David by chance or David's spirit? That is a daunting theory, but that's not what we're going to cover today. So next thing I'm just going to take from break from talking about the white tiger is what about the other bosses in the game like Jackie, Big Top, Dolly, and Chica. Oh, so Jackie is obviously the mimic, just because in her chase you could physically see her eye, the mimic's eyes. Sorry about that. Eyes. Big Top is a bit of more question because some people say it could be just Big Top's malfunctioning or something along the lines of that. But I do have a question about that because a couple days after the release of Secret of the Mimic, Steel World released some art, and I'll show it on screen right now. And it shows the Mimic's eyes in Big Top. So does that prove the Mimic is in Big Top? It technically necessarily doesn't, because we don't really see in the game, and can we really fully trust that? But here's another last thing. The Mimic could be in Big Top, in his Big Top. Now that's a theory we should pay attention to. But we're going to save that theory for another day. But let's move on. So next we have Nurse Dolly, which is almost similar to Big Top. In the first part of her area, she seems to be malfunctioning, but in the second part, the Mimic takes control of it. And you could see with it because you could physically see the Mimic's feet because just Dolly's crap. The Mimic ripped Dolly's feet out of the little track she was on. Last is Chica. we can't really confirm that Chica is controlled by the Mimic, but in the blueprints in Edward Murray's office, it shows Chica, and it isn't as detailed as the others, but it looks like a full fabric suit. And at this point, almost seems every boss is just a Mimic, but in a different suit. So what's really saying that it is technically actually just a Mimic? So now, after that, now let's get back on the White Tiger. Is the White Tiger the Mimic or a spirit? What I would think it is a spirit. 100% it is a spirit. And that's really it. So thank you for everyone for watching, and thank you everyone who watched the streams, especially. But after this video is posted up, it's probably going to be another week till I post again, because really this month's been my break month, as I said in my stream. But overall, thank you for everyone for watching, and remember, divers, always be ready to submerge again.